Hey folks, Tennessee Brando here with MeidasTouch. So Republicans are trying to cope with the burden that is Donald Trump. They're trying to make every excuse they can for him. They're trying to put the blame on everyone else. They're trying to cook up conspiracy theories. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, Andrew McCarthy goes on Fox News and has this to say.
The fact is, constitutionally, there's nothing that prevents somebody who is either under investigation, convicted, or even in prison for running for president. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can't. You would think that the American voter will decide how much of a hamstring that you want on somebody who's either running for or carrying out the duties of the presidency.
You know what, folks? I never would have thought I would see the day that a man would go on national television and say that there's nothing in the Constitution that says a man can't be president from prison. I mean, when you run out of every excuse in the book and you've got nothing else to say, you just go, well, I guess if they send him to prison, we'll still vote for him. And they actually would do it. These people would line up and vote for Trump if he was sitting in an orange jumpsuit from prison. If he gave the State of the Union address from prison, they'd be perfectly okay with it. And these are the same people that back in 2004, how many of y'all remember Howard Dean? He was a Democratic nominee for president. He goes to the Iowa caucus, the primary, and he's out talking to his crowd. What did they do? Come in third, I think it was. And he's up there saying, hey, we're going to go on and win this thing. We're going to go to New Hampshire, and we're going to take back the White House. Ah! And he screams, trying to get his crowd pumped up. And Republicans said, we can't have a man like that with that kind of temperament in the White House. I mean, what if he tried to negotiate with world leaders? We can't have a guy like that. What if that guy got his hands on the nuclear codes? What if that guy got a hold of classified documents? They actually said those kind of things, and Democrats was like, yeah, this guy's a little unhinged, so let's just go for the, more vanilla dude. Let's just go for John Kerry here. That actually happened, and now we have seen a president try to overthrow the government, get his hands on classified documents, obstruct justice, do everything he can. What more can this guy do? There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing that he could do. I mean, we're talking about, imagine if you were standing at Jonestown the day after the massacre, and you walked up and said, man, this looks like a real mess, and someone's like, yeah, well, it's just a political hit job. This isn't real. This guy was actually a pretty good dude. I'm still going to follow him. That's what we're seeing. And just when we think, well, it can't get worse, it can always get worse, especially when Newt Gingrich goes on Fox News.
You have corruption from the Attorney General to the head of the FBI to senior elements of the FBI. You have collusion from a wide range of the intelligence community. You had, I think it was 50-some intelligence senior officials who signed a letter last year that we now know was a total lie, none of whom have recanted. Yes. I fully expect the Justice Department to indict President Trump in a D.C. court, a district where he got 5.6% of the vote. So by 19-1, the jury is likely to be against him. You have to assume that nothing you know tells you anything about how corrupt and how sick this is going to get, because you have fanatics who represent a secular religion who are determined to destroy not just Trump, but Trump's followers.
Folks, that right there was Gaslighting and Projection 101. If there was to ever be a book called Gaslighting and Projection 101, of course Donald Trump's face would have to be on the front, but Newt Gingrich should definitely write the foreword. Because he wants to sit there and talk about corruption. He wants to talk about a corrupt Department of Justice. And this is all this is, folks, is them trying to paint us as the bad guys. This is them projecting onto us and saying, oh, well, it's them that's corrupt. Trump has tried to do nothing but make America great, and it's these evil Democrats. Everyone's coming down on him. They're going to indict him in D.C., where he only had 5.6% of the vote. That's where they're going to try to corner him. That's where they're going to have to get him. Look, we could get this guy on any platform in the world because the evidence is stacked drastically against him. We have all the evidence right in front of their faces. It's not about stacking the deck, but that's how he's going to talk to the voters. They're going to sit and say, oh yeah, well they had to do it in D.C. where he's unpopular. Hey, get this. He's unpopular around the world. And what the hell is he talking about? A fanatic, a religious fanatic that will do anything. That is the entire Republican Party is a bunch of religious fanatics who will do anything. These people have absolutely no shame, and they're defending this guy, and watching them cope with this, watching them try to defend this dude and ride this ship down is better than any series finale I've ever seen. I mean, I have enjoyed watching Breaking Bad, The Sons of Anarchy, Justified, Better Call Saul. There's so many shows where I said, boy, that was a great finale. But the finale of Donald Trump will be one that we will be talking about for years to come, and we'll be going, holy shit. Could you believe what you saw? Could you believe what a twist at the end? Could you believe that plot twist? Folks, it is a hell of a time to be alive in the United States of America.
This November is Rovember. MeidasTouch just released its brand new collection of Rovember t-shirts and pins to let the country know what's at stake this upcoming midterm election. Go to store.meidastouch.com to grab yours. That's store.meidastouch.com.